Hey YouTube, Reef Spy here. Today I wanted to do a video and focus on one of my favorite types of fish in my 180 gallon reef, and that is my collection of tangs. I have 4 tangs in my tank, and tangs are one of the most awesome fish I think that you can have in any reef tank. They are some of the most colorful fish. They are quite active swimmers. They're constantly swimming about the tank, looking for food and just kind of exploring the entire area. And they're one of my favorite fish that I have. The first tang I ever owned was my Flame-Fin Tomini Tang, and I've had this guy for about 2 years now. He is probably one of the shyer tangs in my tank, and he's also one of the most aggressive when it comes to adding new fish. The next tang I have is my Yellow Tang, and he is just awesome. You can't really beat the colors and the personality of a Yellow Tang. The most active of the bunch has to be my Powder Brown Tang. He is constantly on the move, going from side to side of the tank, always, looking for something to eat or just in general exploring the entire area of the tank. Last I have my Pacific Blue Tang, also known as the Hippo Tang, and he is the smallest of the bunch now, but in due time, he can become the largest. He has the potential to get quite large, and he's another awesome fish, constantly on the move, looking for food and areas to explore. Tangs are quite active fish, and they do require a significant amount of rock work to graze upon, looking for bits of algae to consume, and they also need lots of swimming room. This is a 180 gallon tank. It's 6 feet long, and these tangs will swim from side to side all day long, using every inch of the tank. So it's important to give them plenty of room to swim in if you want to have them thrive inside of your aquarium. Care must be taken when selecting tangs for your reef tank, so do your research before purchasing any. Tangs can be quite aggressive, especially to each other, and especially if you have 2 of the same types of tangs. So be sure you do your research first and make sure that you have tangs that will be compatible with each other. The rules are not written in stone, but as a general rule of thumb, certain tangs just don't really seem to get along with other tangs of the same species, and it's best to diffuse any aggression, and there are ways to go about doing that. So just do your research and make sure that you're choosing a good fit for your environment. One additional thing that everybody will tell you is that tangs are quite susceptible to certain parasites, especially ick. So it is very, very important to quarantine your fish and to limit any exposure that they may have to any sorts of parasites. They can get overwhelmed by diseases very quickly, but as long as you take the proper precautions and do everything that you're supposed to do, these are very hardy fish in my experience. Once you do get a good specimen that's been through quarantine and you've got the meeting, they are very easy to take care of. But the trick is getting a good healthy one into your tank, and you need to do your part through quarantining and just observing your fish before you put it in there. So the last thing you want to do is introduce something to the rest of your healthy fish. So again, do your research before adding any new fish to your tank. As far as feeding, there really isn't a whole lot that my tangs won't eat. They seem to go for pretty much everything I put in my tank, and they especially love seaweed or nori. Well, all of them except my blue tang, my Hippo Tang. For some reason, he never goes for the seaweed, which I think is quite odd because in general, all tangs love seaweed, and he never touches it, but he seems to be happy just eating the flakes and the pellets and the frozen food that he gets, and he's got quite a stomach on him, so I'm not really worried about him not getting enough to eat. He just doesn't like seaweed, but the rest of them go crazy for it. far as aggression, all my tangs seem to get along for the most part. There are times when one will be in a cave and decide that he wants to be in there alone, and if another one tries to get in there, you'll see some tail slapping, and one of them will chase the other one out. But there's plenty of rock work here, so there's enough places for all of them. Although there are a few particular prime spots that they seem to, sometimes go at it just to get control of that little area for a short time. Then the next one will come in and take it over. Tangs also seem to enjoy a good amount of current or flow in the tank. Quite often I'll see them swimming up against the stream or the current, and they really do seem to enjoy that. So as long as you can provide the proper home for a tang, I think they are a great addition to the reef tank. And I am actually still considering maybe adding one or two. I think I still have some room in here for maybe one or two more tangs. So that's something I'm going to consider, and possibly add an additional one at some point. Although I'm not sure which one I'm going to go for just yet. I think that about wraps it up for this video. So hopefully you found it helpful. And if you have any questions, drop me a comment down below. And if you liked what you saw, please give me the thumbs up, or consider subscribing if you want to see more videos such as this one. And I guess that's about it for now, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.